We're on day 48 of our 60-day healing journey to establish inner union. We're doing the work to stop the self-sabotage, the self-abandonment, and to form inner stability. The affirmation for today is, I treat myself with compassion. I treat myself with compassion. Are you treating yourself with compassion, or are you kicking yourself when you're down? Are you one of those people that are treating yourself badly when you feel as though you haven't done, things haven't followed or played out the way you thought it should play out? And so you lack compassion for yourself and you speak negatively to yourself. You call yourself names. You tell yourself why you're not good enough. You judge yourself based off of how you look in your appearance. Cancel, cut, delete to all of that. See, a lot of us bought into this story that somebody else told us about who we were, who we are, what our life is going to be, what our potential is, what they think about us, how they think we look. A lot of us bought into this story that somebody else told us about who we were. And it could have been programmed in you for a young child. And we won't minimalize that happened. However, a lot of us and too many of us have bought into this story and are playing this story over and over and over and over and over in our minds. And if you think about it, as you play this story over and over and over, it's like pollution. Because thoughts are things. The thoughts that you have manifest into real things. They manifest into reality. They become a part of you. Those emotions that come from those thoughts do things to you. They create situations and circumstances because of the story that keeps playing. But we have to have compassion with ourselves. And compassion means when we see things not going the way we want them to necessarily go for ourselves, we pick ourselves up. We see what's wrong. We have empathy and sympathy for ourselves. And we try to fix it. We encourage ourselves to be better. It's time for us to start rewriting the story. Be your own narrator for your life. Create the life you want based off of the story that you create. Yeah, someone did something to you and said something to you, but rewrite the story. It's your life, it's your story. You have the opportunity to do that for yourself. And that means having compassion for yourself. That's one of the first things you have to do when you find yourself in that state of being down and feeling like you're not the better version of yourself. You got to have compassion for yourself. And from there, you have to pour into yourself on a daily basis, multiple times throughout the day. You have to pour into yourself to build yourself back up, not press yourself down. Don't be a part of the problem by creating a negative story that keeps playing over and over and over and over and over. Because when we get like that, we actually become a burden to other people. We become a burden to ourselves, but also to the world, because we begin to spew all this negativity and this pollution out here, and it creates things. It's having an effect on other things. Consider that the story that you was told, or consider that the thoughts that you have may not necessarily be your thoughts. We are a collective. We feel things from other people. We pick up things from other people. Although we may not be conscious of it, we are picking up things from people all the time. Feelings, emotions, etc. We buy into the stories that people told us. These are not our truths. We're not the things that they say. We're not any of these things. Okay? And it's about us. It's about time to realize that, so that you can rewrite the story for your life and create the life that you want to have. So we got to have compassion for ourselves so that we can begin to grow out of this. And yeah, it could be tough sometimes. I won't take away from that. It could be tough, but it takes a desire to want to change. You have to love yourself enough to pull yourself out of the dumps. You got to do that for you. Because if you don't, and you don't have compassion for yourself, and you continuously talk negatively to yourself, what is yourself going to do for you? What results will you get? As within, so without. If you are speaking all that negativity to yourself, you're going to get a negative response outwardly. If you're speaking to your cells that way, your body will not perform to its highest capability because you're speaking that negativity to yourself. So we got to have compassion. Like we have compassion for other people, we got to have that same compassion for ourselves. You know? If somebody else said, if you heard somebody else tell somebody, I hate you, or you're ugly, or whatever, you may say that's wrong that they are saying that to them. So why would you say it to yourself? Why would you beat yourself up that much? What is beating yourself up going to, how is that going to help you? It's only going to hurt. And at the end of the day, who cares about these stories that people program into us to tell us who we are? Who are they to tell you who you are? So we have to take our power back and stop allowing these other people's narratives to become our story. Take control of it and rewrite your own story. The somatic practice is give yourself a hug today. Give yourself a hug, a long hug, and tell yourself that you love you. That's our somatic practice for today. And imagine yourself hugging yourself as you do it. And feel the warmth and the love. If you hug yourself and it don't feel good, now we need to do some work. Because you're giving that to yourself. What are you giving yourself? We got to build ourselves up. And we got to get to the root of these issues to figure out what they are. Consider this also, that when things get tough and it looks like everything is crumbling around you and things are not working, that's your perfect opportunity to rewrite the story. Because things are falling so that they can be recreated. It's cycles, it's patterns. This is cycles that we are in. This is how things evolve. The old has to break down. The old has to be destroyed so that the new can come. So instead of thinking, oh, things don't work for me and it's always ending up this way, consider that it's just a new beginning for you. And now you have an opportunity to write your own story. So we're giving ourselves a hug today for the somatic practice. The visualization is kindness flowing inward. So we're going to visualize kindness flowing inside of us. And the kindness that we are visualizing is a soft white light that's flowing inside of us. That's our visualization. We're going to sit and breathe, and we're going to visualize that white light flowing inside of us. The journal prompt is, how can I be kinder to myself? How can I be kinder to myself? As I said before, are you one of those people that are speaking negatively to yourself? One of the things that you could do is to pour kindness into yourself by, first of all, stopping the negative talk. Because who cares what they said? Who cares what anybody said to plant these stories into you? We have to get to a place where we're saying, like me or don't like me, I don't care. I went to a workshop last weekend, and the speaker, she kept saying that, and it kept playing in my mind, and I'm like, that's so right, because the only way you can actually grow to your next level is to break free of how you think about how other people feel about you. That's the only way you can advance. If you allow how you think other people perceive you to be a thing, you won't be able to grow past that. That will anchor you. It will hold you back. So we have to get to a space of like me or don't like me, I don't care. Because why does it even matter? What does that have to do with you living in your purpose? What does it have to do with you living in your purpose if somebody doesn't like you? And if they don't like you, then what? What's going to happen next? What are these stories that we're creating based off of what we think other people feel? Because the reality is that this story doesn't have anything to do with anybody else. We might have heard it from someone else, but it's the story that we're creating for ourselves, that we're adopting and telling ourselves over and over and over why we can't do something, why it won't work, why I can't grow, why I can't start this, why I can't begin again, why I can't renew myself, why I can't be beautiful, why I can't get my health in order. We create these negative stories, cancel, cut, delete. We create these negative stories over and over and over and over and over and over, and creating this pollution and this negativity around us and inside of us. We're doing all of this to ourselves, but it's time to rewrite the story and create the story that you want by pouring positive thoughts into yourself, what you want to see happen, how it's going to happen, and allowing yourselves to grow in that direction. And we don't have all the answers, but we allow ourselves to grow in that direction so that the resources can come. They only come when you're ready. So you got to be ready by putting yourself in a space of having compassion for yourself, speaking positive thoughts to yourself, knowing that it's going to work out, understanding who you are, loving yourself. It takes all of that to push past those negative thoughts, because the negative thoughts could be heavy and you got to dig yourself up out of that. And it takes repetition daily, a routine. You got to create a frequency by doing the same thing frequent enough so that you can push past the negativity. So our visualization, what was our visualization? No, the journal prompt. How can I be kinder to myself? What can I do to be kind to myself? We want to, the things that you do see yourself not being kind to yourself with, we're going to delete those things and we're going to do the opposite so that we can be kind to ourselves. The practice is soften self-talk. That's what I was saying earlier. The self-talk. We're going to soften that. We're going to speak kind things to ourselves. We're going to big ourselves up. We're going to boost our heads up. Okay? There's nothing wrong with you boosting your own head up. You know, that's not infringing on nobody else by you promoting and being positive to yourself. That's not infringing on anyone else. See, some of us were programmed to believe that it's arrogant and selfish to pour into you. But we got to rewrite this program, because that's not right. We have to be selfish sometimes to grow. That's how you're able to pour into you and love you so that you can push forward into where you need to go. So we're going to soften our self-talk today. The holistic tip is we're going to see. So holistic tip is maybe you can give yourself a hand rub, arm rub. You know, your feet might need to be rubbed, your legs. Give yourself a massage today. Give yourself a massage. Those parts of your body that you feel are aching, give yourself some compassion. Massage those areas. If you feel like you need to give yourself a foot bath because your feet hurt, give yourself a foot bath. Take a warm bath. Do what it takes to give yourself some compassion today. That's our holistic tip. There are so many things happening right now. We see a lot of things breaking apart, falling apart in the world right now. But as I said earlier, consider that as things fall apart, new things are being rebuilt. So what part are you playing in that thing, in those things being rebuilt? Are you being kind with yourself so that you're putting positivity out there? Because the more of us that are being negative with ourselves, the more of us that are having this negative self-talk, we're creating this cloud, this giant cloud, just like the internet. When you store your stuff to a cloud, you store your information to a cloud. We are creating a cloud where all of this negativity is going at. That's creating something. So as these things happen in the world around us, you got to think, if it's as within, so without, what does this mean about people on a collective basis? What are we creating from the way we think, from the way we feel, from our sick mentalities. What part do we play in this whole thing? Because we're all connected. This is one giant thing that's working in tandem together. So as these things happen in the world, and we have this time, we're at this place now where we're able to rebuild, where things are falling down so that things can be rebuilt. What part are we playing on an individual level? Are we loving ourselves so that we exude and embody love? Because our thoughts transfer. Go look it up and see how far love radiates. How one person on one block can affect the whole block because they have love and compassion. Look it up to see how far that radiates, because we don't understand that thoughts are things, because thoughts are vibrations and they create things. Vibrations create things. Do the research to see what effect we're having, when we should really be saying thank you and showing gratitude. And just by simply saying thank you and showing gratitude, things start to shift. Just because we're grateful, things start to turn in the right direction. So I hope you all are well. I will see you tomorrow. Peace and love. Mwah.